Republic and one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All righty, thank you. Good morning. This is the 17th meeting of the year. It is Thursday, April 29th at approximately 10:08 a.m. and the meeting is officially called to order. Before we get into the meeting, we have Dwayne Picciarelli here from our Mental Health and Alcohol Board and Brenda. And we have a resolution that we'd like to present to you, but Dwayne, I'd like you to come up and say a few words because May is Mental Health Month.
Okay, well, I just want to say thank you. And, we just got interviewed by a reporter and he just said, how have you come to the pandemic? And I told him Mahoning County, we stuck together all during the worst months, on the phone with Audrey, with the health commissioner, with the EMA director. It was constant. Do you need more supplies? What do you need? And our agencies hit the ground running with telehealth. Just immediate. And so services are going, things are going well. The one issue that we had talked about and we're having a struggle with now is people aren't going into counseling anymore and they're not going to social work. So for the first time, we have waiting lists, our agencies. The money's there, the clients are there. People just aren't going into this business. And the pandemic didn't make it easier, because people are dealing with their own issues and having to deal with this. But on the other side, the agencies are doing well. They're reaching out to people through telehealth, through telework. Even during the worst day, we had staff members at the schools when they were passing out lunches, talking to the families. And now, with the art therapy that we're involved in and all the prevention and campus of care is just unbelievable. When you walk out there and see all the people working together, it's really wonderful things are happening in Mahoning County. So we're very pleased to be part of it. And Brenda, what's it about recovery?
So our recovery houses are strong. We have people living in recovery, and even when meetings had to go virtual and online 12-step meetings, we've been able to maintain those through some funding through the CARES Act and other acts to make sure that our houses have the technology they needed. We've been able to put prevention in 11 of the 15 school districts in Mahoning County. We have teachers being trained in the PACS Good Behavior game so that as students come back into the classroom, they can give them the support and the emotional support that they need as well as the learning.
Good deal. And Brenda didn't tell you, but we're one of the few counties in the state that almost hit every school district, right?
Correct.
All except, I think, one.
We have 11 out of 15 school districts currently signed up, funded, receiving the training, and a couple of the others are interested, and we're looking at next year.
Good.
That's fantastic. Deal. The training with the police officers?
I'm sorry.
The training with the police officers?
Oh, okay. Thank you, Audrey. We're continuing the training with the CIT. We're training the police officers. We had one right the week that the county went red. So we got all the way to Thursday. And then, so we were able to have it. And we have every department in Mahoning County has at least one trained police officer. And we're doing some advanced training with them. We also have a team that goes out and we have trained police officers and other professionals are going out working with police officers and firefighters that may have experienced some kind of trauma. They may have been involved in a young person dying or a car accident. After they do what they got to do, we just don't want them to go home. So a peer will call on them, talk to them, help them get through the trauma. So the police training is going well. We also did one of the few trainings of dispatchers. Dispatchers. They came in. We did a sort of a modified, because dispatchers, they got to know how to de-escalate a situation and keep them calm. During Mental Health Month, we're
I
providing.
have to do that here all the time.
Dwayne knows.
Who wins?
Usually Carol.
I'm going to have her. You want to do a role play next time we have the police?
Yeah, I do. You could tell I've been
I
around.
went on Jerry Green's side.
I think I could bring Jerry Green up.
And we're going to do mental health first aid training, which is just like first aid, it's enough, you know, enough to keep somebody alive until the ambulance comes. Mental health first aid, it's enough knowledge for somebody to keep a situation calm until a professional can come.
Yeah.
So we're providing free training to all the county employees, and I think we have 2 classes
Classes
filled,
already
and we'll put
scheduled.
on a 3rd if they need it. It's offered by our board. And did I forget anything else? You know, Audrey's my best friend. She sees my phone number at night and you do answer.
Well,
Anything
Any
else?
questions or anything?
Dwayne, thank you so much. I'll tell you, you guys are amazing. You know, we've all had the pleasure of go to the CIT graduations and the officers are so overwhelmed with, you know, things that they've learned and what they brought to the surface that a lot of people don't realize, even trained police officers that, you know, that they're offering assistance now and has worked in many different instances. I know that they've come back and told us how the great training that they got through that has assisted them in their job. So, you know, just thank you guys for your hard work and dedication and, you know, and everything you do for all of us. It's really great and rewarding to know.
And thank you for the campus of care. I mean, you guys are on a limb. And I said, we got that, it was like a boulder on my shoulders and
we knew you could do
walking
it.
out there now. I mean, you guys really put it together, and for the next 50 or 100 years, it's gonna be something that we all
That'll
be
be
proud of.
here.
And families will be, just the respite alone is such a huge, for families of people with disabilities.
That'll
It
be
is
here
amazing.
way after we're gone.
Yep.
And it'll be something that Mahoning County had the guts
Guts was the word.
Guts. and the fortitude to fight the big boys to get this into our valley. Because sometimes people forget the most vulnerable. They forget that they're there because they're not visible. And to bring that back into the limelight to say, hey, look, we need help. It's everything as a cancer of the mind, as cancer is to the body, mental health is to the mind. So it's identical in different respects of the body. But
And the citizens there should be thankful, because if that would have went up for sale,
oh
I
God.
can't imagine what could have been on that property.
You're
Well,
right.
the zoning would
Could
have
have been
been
a housing
crazier.
development.
Well, you know what, and Anthony knows because his background's in social work probably better than we do, Caroline, but you know, the ability for you guys to go into there and assist, you know, there's when we look at government, everyone says you need to run government like a business and you need to watch your dollars and watch your cents. And we do that in 75% of all areas. But there's a lot of areas, especially like assisting the disabled, that you're not supposed to make money on people. You're supposed to create an environment that allows them to flourish to the best of their abilities. And that's one thing the government is responsible for, because you don't throw people away. You know, you don't throw the disabled away, you don't throw the kids away, you don't throw the stray dogs away, you know? And like Carol tends to say a lot of times, you know, we care more about stray dogs than we do about our children and our elderly and our disabled sometimes, you know, but there's always that focus group out there that leads the charge for all of those groups of people. And, you know, and we're thankful that we have people like yourselves and Anthony and Carol, you know, leading the charge on people that need help through that organization. And Audrey's been phenomenal in guiding us through the path. You know, so, you know, I just can't thank enough for all the work that you guys do.
Thank you.
We have the resolution.
Yeah, and Carol's going to present the resolution
No, we all
to you
are.
both on our behalf. So come on.
No. we
Yeah.
don't.
We're all coming up.
Dave, can I use your camera? Because I left mine.
Darn tootin' Fig Newton, you can have my.
Well, Dwayne, what's Dwayne? Dwayne, we want to present, Anthony, Dave, and myself would like to present this to you and Brenda in recognition of Mental Health Month, May 2021. And God bless you guys for what you do there and for all the help that you've given us here at the county with the campus of care and all the projects. that you have been involved in, and for training for our police officers. And thank you for putting in the call takers, because sometimes they're the first line of defense. So that's a plus, and God bless you, keep it up, because only God knows how many people in our jails stem from some mental illness. If you would just count, it's probably 85%. So thank you.
Thank you.
God
Thank
bless
you.
Congratulations. That's all you do.
You'll get a hug in a few months. I'm keeping track of hugs.
Okay,
We're huggers. You want to get one? Go ahead.
I believe you guys are all good, so
Should we
you.
get down?
Yeah, I think we're all double
I think you're all
vaccinated
good.
here.
This. Let me take this off.
Take it off?
Yeah.
I
Thank
use
you.
this to hold hide my belly. We'll put it right in.
I know.
Oh, my God.
Perfect. Thank you.
The pandemic's done more damage than you know.
Send it to Anna too.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, commissioners, with that being said, I need a motion to approve previous minutes of board meeting number 16 and approve bills for payment.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Middy O'Geady?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes, advertisement for bids. Number one, OMB grants. Anna? Hello, I see you smiling.
Good morning, Commissioners. This is a advertisement for bid for Grandview Road improvements, and that is located in Craig Beach. And this is part of the Community Development Block Grant Program for fiscal year 20.
Very good. Thank you, Anna.
Thank you.
Sanitary, Pat Genetti.
Good morning, everybody. Letter number 2 is a request to bid for the paving of all the asphalt surface at the Meander wastewater treatment plant.
Very good. Thank you. Commissioners?
Motion to approve advertisement for bids 1 and 2.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Middy O'Geady?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes. Motion approved journal entry.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Middy O'Geady?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes. Under agreements, we have letters A through J, and we'll begin with the auditors. And Ralph, there he is. Hello, Ralph.
Hey, Ralph.
Unmute your computer. There
Good
you go.
morning. Thank you, Audrey.
You're welcome.
This is a memorandum of understanding with Soil and Water for the CAUV, that's current agricultural use valuation inspections. We started this program in 2018, so we have numbers for 2018, 19, and 2020. And over that period of time, we've recouped almost $500,000 in taxes. These are property taxes that people who are participating in the project were not eligible. So we've cleaned this up quite a bit with the assistance of Soil and Water. This is the extension of the current memorandum of understanding for next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Ralph. Data board, Jake. Unmute, my friend.
I got to unmute. Sorry about that.
There you
Yeah, we'll train you later, Jake.
Need all the training I can get. This is a agreement with Tibera, who is our e-filing software vendor with the courts. And this software is particularly for our domestic court, support some of the e-filing initiatives they have and specific to them. And I know Judge Smith and her staff are eagerly awaiting implementation of this software. So this contract is specific to them. Thank you.
Thank you, Jake. Engineers, Pat.
Commissioners, letter C is an agreement with Omega Door for the installation of 3 metal doors and frames at the District 1 location. This is in the estimated amount of $5,016. These are non-general funds. Letter D is an agreement with A Electric. This is for the upgrade and installation of interior and exterior lighting at the District 1 location. The estimated amount here is $6,772. also non-general funds. And letter E is an agreement with MS Consultants for the Mahoning Avenue resurfacing. This is for the construction, administration, and inspection. The amount is $153,003. This is non-general funds, and 80% of this is federally funded.
Very good. And Pat, we did get that letter of support in enough time, did we not?
We did. Thank you very much.
Okay, very good. Lead, Phil? Courier? No?
Oh, we got-
You want to do that?
Sure.
Okay.
Commissioners, this is agreement with DT Construction LLC for lead hazardous controlled healthy homes work at 531 West Myrtle in the amount of $24,545, and it's non-general.
Thank you, Audrey. OMB grants, Anna?
Hello. Item G is an agreement with Jackson Township for resurfacing of township roads in the amount of $50,000, non-general. Item H is an agreement with the Village of Poland for sidewalk improvements in the amount of $50,000, non-general.
Thank you.
Thank us.
Yes, that's right. Thanks, Commissioners.
Thanks, commissioners.
Thanks, Commissioners.
Yeah, these townships should be happy. All right, sanitary, Pat.
Commissioners, letter I is an agreement with MS Consultants to provide professional services for aerial photography in the New Springfield area. This is tied to a study for the new Springfield Sanitary Sewer Improvement Project. The amount is $5,000, and these are non-general funds.
Very good. Pat, is that for the pump station?
No, this is analyzing New Springfield to add sanitary sewer in the areas that are not sewered.
Oh, okay. Very good. Thank you. Sheriff, Mr. Iberis?
Good morning, everyone. J is an agreement with Rosetta Tree Incorporated for removal of a tree and trimming of other trees around the Justice Center. And the estimate amount is $3,950, non-general.
Okay.
Okay. A motion for approval of number 2, agreements A through J.
Second.
Roll call?
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes, change orders. Letter A, OMB. Anna?
Commissioners, this is a change order with Bournemouth Township, number 2, to change out the properties that will be demolished due to difficulties they were having with the original selected properties. There's no extension in time and no change in amount.
Okay, thank you. Motion to approve change orders?
Motion to approve number 3, change orders A.
Second.
Roll call?
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes. Road closings, 4A. Pat?
Commissioners, letter A is the approval to close the following 5 roads between May 3rd and June 4th. These are for culvert replacements. We have Detweiler Road, East Garfield Road, East Pine Lake, and 2 sections of East Calla Road.
Okay, thank you. Motion to approve road closings?
Motion to approve number 4, road closings A.
Second.
Roll call?
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes. Resolutions?
Motion to approve resolutions number 1, additions.
Second.
Roll call?
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes. Moving on, resolutions A through F.
Record of bids.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see that. Thank you. Record of bids 2A recycling. Lou?
Morning, Commissioners. How are you? This is just we received our bids for our residential electronic waste collection. We're going to have it potentially around June 12th. We're assessing those bids right now, and we'll recommend something to commissioners in the coming weeks.
Okay, thank you, Lou. Motion?
Motion to approve number 2, record of bids A.
Second.
Roll call?
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes. Resolutions A through F. We'll begin with the auditors.
Good morning again. I think I'm unmuted now, so that's good. This is a resolution to approve professional service agreement with Wolpert and Pictometry the amount of about $173,000. This is state pricing. This is one of the first steps in preparing for our reval due in 3 years. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ralph. OMB, Audrey?
Commissioners, this is a resolution authorizing a lease agreement with potential development for space at the Mahoney Valley Campus of Care. This agency deals with people that are on the developmental disability scale, and it's going to provide respite care.
Very good. Good news. And Audrey, letter C.
Commissioners, this is a resolution approving the Memorial Day allowance of up $250 to veterans organizations and $100 to civic groups per Ohio Vice Code 307.66.
Thank you. Engineers, Pat.
Commissioners, this is a resolution appointing the following individuals to serve on the Mahoning County Transportation Improvement District Board of Trustees for 2 years beginning April 2021. Commissioner Ditzler is vice chair. Myself I'm the chairman. We have Ralph Meacham, Jim Kinnick, and Tara Chofie.
Okay, thank you. And prosecutors, domestic relations, Audrey?
Commissioners, this is a resolution approving the agreement with Westlaw Thompson Ritter for online services for subscription and publication services per unit pricing, and this is for a 5-year agreement.
Thank you. And letter F, Pat.
Commissioners, this is a resolution approving the agreement with Mr. William Coleman to provide professional consulting services related to the 2021 financial feasibility study, determination of rates, and some other miscellaneous matters at the Sanitary Engineering Department during the calendar years of 2021 and 2022 in the amount of $60 per hour, not to exceed $24,000.
Okay. Motion?
Motion to approve number 3, resolutions A through F.
Second,
Roll call?
Commissioner Ditzler?
yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficante?
Yes. And for the good of the order, any elected officials or department heads care to comment? Lou?
Commissioners, 2 things. I wanted to bring the attention that our first of 2 hazardous waste collection events are going to occur on Saturday, May 8th from the hours of 9 to 3 at the Canfield Fairgrounds. Check our website for more details. And also, I just wanted to give a thanks to the Stanball District Great Trail Council, Boy Scouts of America, and Mill Creek Metro Parks. We did a cleanup there over the weekend, and we had several hundred scouts out there cleaning up the park. So I just wanted to thank everybody for their participation during Earth Week.
Very good.
How great is that? Good job.
How'd you get the scouts, Lou?
The Boy Scouts, they come to us, and we provide them with as much support as possible with litter grabbers, hip waders, bags for collection. So we basically get them all the supplies, gloves for cleanup, that kind of things, and they provide the labor.
You know, funny, we're talking about this. Last night, we had our Forest Foundation meeting in Poland Village, and we're looking at getting the scouts. I actually, 2 people who I serve with, they're scout masters. So they're going to have some of their folks in the scouts do some of the repairs to the blueberry trails in Poland Forest. So, yeah, they're very active.
Where is the forest?
Poland Forest, right in the
Where is
village.
it? In the
Poland
village.
In the village. It's 200 plus acres.
Are you serious? Wow,
Yeah, we're redoing everything down there.
good.
Yeah. So
They built
that's great.
homes there.
No.
Thought you could.
Come to my board and say that. I'd have to shield you.
I don't think they'd be happy campers.
No. But yeah, the scouts are very active, so that is great. Thank you. Anyone else? Lori, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. I'm here on behalf of Audrey Morales to announce that we received an allocation in funding for our TANF Summer Youth Employment Program. As soon as we got word, Audrey gave the approval to go forward. I met with Tom Babinick. We have up to $600,000 this year to employ youth ages 14 to 18 at $10 an hour. I met with where I spoke with Jen Pangio a couple times. I'm not sure if she's on the call today, but Judge Delic was on board right away because we have done this in the past. So we're really excited to move forward with it. We know that it's going to be a little differently this year, collecting our applications. So Jen and I spoke about that. We are going to, or I am going to send an email to the schools in Mahoning County tomorrow, announcing the program and asking them if they would like to be a work site. That's really our first step to see who wants to be on board with this program. The program starts May 1st. I will then send an email to the schools with the JFS application and the juvenile court application. We will go forward from there. We have the money, we have the manpower. Juvenile court and JFS have always had a great working relationship. Jen and I have spoken a couple times. We're ready to handle what comes our way and probably just do the best that we can, you know, to get this program off and running and get some of the youth employed this summer.
Lori, are we administering it through ODJFS? Is MCTA involved in this, or is this strictly Jobs and Family?
JFS received the funding. So right now we have, in the past couple years, we have collaborated just with juvenile court. The reason is the ages are 14 to 18, and juvenile court is already in a lot of the schools, so they have contacts there. So we have mainly been working with them the last couple of years.
You know what, Lori, could the school hire them in the summer? Like if, say it's Jackson Milton and they need people to do yard work or whatever, could they go through the school system to maintain the properties on the schools? Or have you received companies that would be able to take 14 to 16-year-olds? I mean, how does that work?
Well, that's the piece that JFS contracts with juvenile court, and that's the piece that Jen and her team work on. Basically, the youth, once they are eligible for the program through Job and Family Services, become actual employees of juvenile court.
Okay.
The juvenile court then works with the school. Let's say Jackson Milton says, we want 10 youth this year. We want them to landscape. We want them to paint. We want them to resurface a basketball court in the gymnasium. And then Jen and her staff will then determine, you know, did they get applications from that school? Does that school only want those students to be employed there? And, you know, and they place the youth, they supervise the youth, they keep track of the time cards, they submit the invoices to me at Job and Family, and then I pay the invoices and do all the tracking. So that, you know, that's going to be the tricky part this year, because we don't know what schools want to be a work site for us. Do they want just their students employed? So there's going to be a little pre-screening, we know, but, you know, hopefully we can at least get some of these youth employed this year.
Lori, normally they send out to the political subdivisions because all the townships, cities, villages need people to assist in cutting grass. And we've always brought ones into the office to do office work. We did ones to do, you know, different physical work, you know, depending on, you know, what their desire was. But, you know, I think it's important because all the communities are short of funds right now and need assistance and a lot of the additional workload that comes on in the summertime.
Definitely. And I'm not sure if Jen's on the call today. I know she was last week, and maybe she can speak about that. But I know that, you know, that's something that that we've done. I put the information to and the applications on the Mahoning County website. So if, you know, if townships want to go there for the information will be there. So yeah, we'll try to get the word out as best as we can. I'm not sure, is Jen, are you on the call?
I don't think she is
No,
today.
she's not.
Okay, all right.
Maybe you could send a quick email to all the township, have Jen send a quick email, mass email to all the townships, the villages, to see if they're willing to take on. I mean, I know they probably, age-wise, I'm sure the 18-year-olds would be able to legally cut grass and do things with lawnmowers, but the rest of them would be able to rake and landscape, I would say.
Yes, that's something that juvenile court does. They know they have to follow the child labor laws, and that's something, since they've done the program in the past, their supervisors are aware of that, and that's why they then, part of the program is we pay for juvenile court supervisors to go out and monitor the youth, make sure that they're showing up, their attendance, and we do some other type of educational pieces in addition to working. There's different, educational pieces, such as sometimes they have people come from YSU to talk about taxes and to talk about different things and setting up savings accounts, because they technically are an employee of the court. So they are technically, accruing some PERS time. They're government workers. They try to explain all that to them as well. So it encompasses more than just having them go out and work. They really try to provide like a real holistic, working experience as well.
Programs as well. That's great. That's great.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lori.
You're welcome.
All right. Anyone else? No? Okay. Carol, Dave?
I think we had a good week. I can't believe it's already Thursday. I mean, my goodness, it's flying. I want you to know I went to a professional women's, which you don't care about that, professional women's club meeting that we have every month. And
Professional wine drinkers.
no, professional women, business women all over the community had a meeting. And there was a woman that was speaking was in charge, I think her first name was Angela, in charge of the new innovation center with sustainable employment for women run through Eastern Gateway. And she started to talk about our building, which was the minimum security jail. But what they're doing is training the women into the trades there with degrees, awareness of careers, construction, energy, utilities, public safety. I mean, this is unbelievable. So I asked her, I says, is it possible that maybe down the road you could give the commissioners a tour of what you're doing with Art Daily and Eastern Gateway at that facility, since basically that was our facility, which we sold to Youngstown State, and they're in partnership with Youngstown State on that facility as well with this. But this is for women in training for trades, and they could also get an associate degree through Eastern Gateway. So it's not only, I mean, you can just get the education and training, or you could go to the other part of it and get the associate's degree, which I thought was phenomenal. I mean, they recruit through the high schools. So not every woman wants to be in college. I mean, there are some women that probably love to be our great electricians and, things like that, laborers, plumbers, whatever. But it was a very interesting meeting when you heard that they're finally getting women involved with some of the trades. And I know the unions are doing that trade training as well through the unions, and they all have some women that are good women that are getting involved with the trade. So that was a good thing to see, that we finally kind of broke that barrier a little bit, I think.
I think so.
And last night we broke the barrier too, I have to say.
Yeah.
2 women on the stage, yes, in power. Go ladies.
And Carol, we hire a lot of women truck drivers, believe it or not.
Well, they trained for that CDL.
And they are good. They really are. They're good.
I think women are better drivers. That's why a lot of them are bus drivers too.
True.
For the children.
Yeah.
I think women pay attention more. They're more conscientious. I know that I'm a terrible driver a lot of times.
Yes.
I tell my wife I
You're
drive
always
a
in a
lot.
hurry.
I drive a lot, and I've got a good driving record, so be calm.
Trying on.
There's fingernail marks on the dash and on the, on the hand rest in the car.
You do that to Jenny. You
Oh, she
scare her
gets
like-
nervous when I drive all the time.
You don't let her drive you though.
Oh, you know what? I tell her all the time, look, there's two options. You can drive or you can be quiet while I'm driving. Don't complain about my driving. I'm more than willing to let her drive all the time. You know, but she doesn't like it in heavy traffic on freeways and stuff, you know, but she gets nervous. But
What I mean. So
I would add, are you done, Carol? I didn't.
Yeah, I'm
interrupt you.
done. No, I'm
No, I just wanted to say the same thing. You know, it was nice, you know, listening to the speech yesterday. I didn't catch it all. I was outside working until dark. I got in and put it on and forgot it was on. And saw Vice President Kamala Harris, Kamala Harris, and President Biden, and, you know, and listening to, you know, some of the things that are important to people, you know, the infrastructure bill, the jobs bill, healthcare, you know, trying to make sure that we calm down the divide and the division and so many different issues, and to talk about it, you know, to get it out on the table, to make sure that things are being discussed. And that's the most important part of it all, is communications. You know, you need to make sure that you're aware of everybody's opinions and side and, you know, and concerns, you know, and then things work its way out. Because normally everybody wants the same conclusion. It's just how you get there. And it was nice to see the ladies
Yes,
there behind President Biden.
you go.
And, you know, and it reminded me, you know, when I was Democratic Party Chair in 2000, we had a fundraising event, and I brought Geraldine Ferraro in.
Right.
And she was absolutely phenomenal. You know, so, you know, with Mondale Ferraro, what was that, 1984 or something? It
He
was
just
in the-
died.
Yeah, when
Mondale
when
just
he just died.
Yep.
I mean, so
He died.
look how long it's taken to come to this point today, you know, from 1984 until today. What's Audrey, 46 years? I don't know. How many years? 80, no, not 46, 36 years. Yeah, and, you know, so, I
Isn't
mean,
that a
it's taken
shame?
a long time
God.
to get to that point, and we're still talking about, you know, equal pay. We're still talking about opportunities. We're still talking about the trades and women getting opportunities there. I mean, you know, really, I hope that we've gotten to a point where we're going to take actions and not just continue discussions, because one of the biggest negatives I have always come to the conclusion on in government is we have a meeting, we discuss, we set another meeting, and we leave, and nothing happens in between meetings. You know, it just perpetuates itself. And that's one of the issues that I find the most disheartening, is because, you know, in private industry and private sector, time's money. And you need to come to a conclusion, resolve the issue, move forward, get to the next point. You know, so I think I've been hanging around Janetti too long, but anyway, it's
Look at him looking at you.
yeah, but it was refreshing to hear some of the things, and it's an uphill battle. So we just need to all work together and keep moving in the right direction. And what is it they say, Anthony? Steer the truck in the direction it's going.
You got it.
So
That's right.
Stay the course, stay the course. Well, I agree with Carol and Dave. I too was impressed with President Biden's speech, and I think he did a great job to lower the temperature in the country and talk about unity, talked about jobs, families first. I mean, those are kitchen tabletop issues that I think we all understand, we all can agree with. And that's something I hope that we move forward, as the president said. As Carol said earlier, you know, you see two ladies, you have the Speaker of the House being a female, and of course, the Vice President being a female. Things have certainly changed. There are more women now serving in Congress than ever before. So as Carol stated, things are moving definitely in the right direction. I just hope some of the things the president said he will be able to do, and that if Congress would please start working with each other. You know, we have to do that. I worked for Jim Trafficant for 11 years. And one thing that he was a master of was working both sides of the aisle. And if you don't do that with a two-party system in this country, things become very, very litigious. And the people who end up getting hurt when there's no dialogue, of course, is the middle class. And that's something that we have to rebuild in this country. And I was very impressed with that. And also we were at the ribbon cutting for Sight for All.
Oh, my God, that was great.
Dr. Ezram and her husband, Dr. Chirac, they opened a new facility in the Struthers Plaza. And there were some very notable people who attended that ribbon cutting. And she does a wonderful job, Dr. Ezram, testing children's eyes, families who have no money. She gets glasses for these young students. They may not know they have an eye problem. Her and her group goes in to these schools and in these different communities, and she checks their eyes because they don't have other means to do it. So I was really impressed
Yeah, and
with
she-
that.
and
It was
she-
nice.
It was, and Dr. Isram has always been an advocate for sight, especially for the young people that don't have the wherewithal to go to an eye doctor. She will be at St. Joe's School
Tomorrow?
at St. Anthony's tomorrow, and they're giving eye exams. They will be giving 2 pair of glasses, one to keep in school and one to bring home with them. So she does a great job, great job. And I have to add to that
Yeah.
with Jim Traffickin, you know, when he was the congressman, and I don't think the other congressman, like, I don't think Tim or anybody else wanted that part of that Congress to change, where you had bipartisan support and they worked together. It's just become too divided now. And I feel bad for, I mean, it shouldn't be about them. It should be about us and other government entities all over the country. And when I saw the speech last night, sometimes I said to myself, wow, these are human rights issues. Why are not you clapping or standing? We have to put that behind us, whether we're D's or R's, and work as a unified force. I mean, when you look at, they should pattern themselves after our group. We're a team. We're a team with all the judges, with all the other elected officials, whether they're D's or R's. We all work together. I mean, that's what it's all about in government, because that money they're working with is our money.
Yeah.
It's our tax dollars that they're working with. It isn't their money.
And when we don't work together, who loses?
People.
235,000 residents.
Right,
You know,
exactly.
so you got to put all those issues aside
And work
and you got
for
to do what's in
everybody.
the best interest of
For
the
the
people we
people.
serve.
Exactly. We need to rebuild the middle class. We really need to.
Anthony's going to do
rebuild.
that when he gets to Congress.
That's right, Anthony.
That's going to be one of the things I would do. Absolutely. And you know what happens down there? Because I've worked
Well,
down
you know
there.
what we'll do to you? We will
Oh,
be
I know.
calling you morning.
Carol
noon, and
told me
night.
that. She says, you better answer that damn phone if you get, or you'll come down there with me. But you know what? The thing of it is, what happens down there when you stay so long, it's called Potomac fever. You know, me, I loved it down there when I worked there, but I always look forward to coming home because this is my home. But a lot of those people down there fall in love with everything because they cater to you down there. They wait on you. You could go eat every night at all these different receptions. The town never sleeps, but you can't lose sight of your district when you come back here. And it's a tough schedule. You have to keep a hill schedule and you have to keep a district schedule. And if you don't hear from your constituents, then really we didn't know what the heck was going on. So we always listened to what the people had to say. And another thing I wanted to say, that I was glad to see Joe Biden getting tough on our adversaries overseas. He took a hard line with China. He took a hard line with Iran, with North Korea, pulling the troops out of Afghanistan and Russia. So you know what? That impressed me a little bit with that. So hopefully we work together. Okay. Nancy, when's our next meeting?
Next Thursday, right here.
All righty. Motion.
Motion to adjourn?
Second. Yes.
Roll call.
Commissioner Ditzler?
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy
Backwards.
Agati?
Yes.
Commissioner Trafficant?
Yes, thank you.
I get him.